Tell me say one thing, and see if you understand.
I'm a little nervy for this video. Okay, hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Morgan Alexis if you're new here, and we talk locks, health and wellness, black liberation, mentally, physically, and spiritually. And if any of those things resonate, go ahead and click the subscribe button. Today's video is a little different for me, kind of, sorta. I was moved to do this video, so I am glad that I'm just kind of going with the flow. I want to basically just open up about my personal journey when it comes to spirituality. So long story short, I posted a question: what do you guys want to see more of from me on my channel? I was really excited to see that not so many people were really focused on the locks. Now, I'm not getting away from talking about my locks, but I've expressed that I literally don't know what else to do when it comes to talking about my locks, and nothing from the few people who responded revolved around locks. So I was really excited about that because I have been really intentional about moving my channel away from just being locks and being more so a lifestyle channel. So thank y'all for responding, and most of the answers, I noticed a theme which led me to recording this video. So I had a question about breath work, and I had a question about I think it was in the same question, but like anxiety, and I had a question about mental health and how I became a practitioner, and then just daily life things. So all that in my mind, I jumbled it up to be this one video, but I will definitely break them down into future videos, more isolated to come, if that makes sense. I want to talk about my spiritual journey and my spiritual evolution and what that looks like. And I also want to preface this video by saying, first and foremost, or let's do a little game here. So I want to play word association. And obviously we can't really do that for real, but I want you guys to interact in the comments as best as you can. And so word association, I'm sure many of you have heard of the game. Basically, when I say a word, what first comes to mind? What do you think of when I first say X word? So we're gonna play in 3, 2, 1. When I say the word love, what first comes to mind? Did you sound off in the comments? Did you? So, depending on your answers and depending on where your mind went, that answer is based off of your personal life experiences. Whatever you have experienced in this world, whatever your human has experienced in this world, has shaped your view of that word love. There is no wrong answer to that game, but either way, however you responded does not change the word love at its root and its core. So nobody answered wrong and nobody answered right, but everybody answered based off of their life experiences. And so if you could use that same activity or same mindset to realize that there's nothing about what I'm saying is going to be right, and there's nothing about what I'm saying is going to be wrong. It's about what you feel and what feels good to you, and however you want to take this information, however you want to take in my story, my life experiences, is how you want to do it. And I'm glad that if it adds value to your life, that is my intention. That's all. Because I know there will be some things that I will say that a lot of people, and me included, have associated certain connotations to certain words that I may say in this video very negatively, and that's just based off of your life experience, and I'm not denying that, and I'm not trying to persuade, I am not trying to push anybody to believe any of the things that I'm saying. I'm just sharing my life and my personal beliefs. So I want to talk a little bit about my childhood and how I grew up. So I don't know if a lot of you know, I think I've been pretty ambiguous as far as like religion and like belief systems. I don't know. But here we are. I grew up very Christian, and I grew up in a Pentecostal Christian household. So I won't go into explaining any of that. If you know, you know. But both my parents are Jamaican born. So yeah, like I grew up in the church every Sunday. Although I will say that my parents were very relaxed. They're very my parents are very relaxed, and if they didn't feel like going one Sunday, it was fine. Like there was no anger, there was no nothing. Like if we did something Saturday night and we stayed up late, and it was just we didn't go to church that Sunday, and that was it. And I think I appreciated that, but life experiences had us kind of amping up the importance of getting to church and being in church, and then Sunday school. Although I still was never the child to be in Sunday school. I could literally probably count on hand how many times I've actually been in a Sunday school class. So that's my parents. But my family as a whole, like very, very, hardcore Christian. Now my family, like my grandparents and aunts and uncles, that's what I saw. That's how I grew up. Like we were always in church. We all went to the same church, most of us. But I know I went to the same church as my grandparents. And so for them, church was, like you were in church. They were in church every Sunday. And if they didn't see you in church, they called and were like, where were you? And so that is how I grew up. And I can appreciate that connection because I grew up in a Pentecostal church, which is very like Holy Spirit rooted, very movement like that. This is honestly how I'm describing it is just how my experience allows me to describe it. So if this sounds off to you, I'm sorry. But there was evidence of God all the time. Like there was nothing about my experience when it came to spirituality when I grew up that felt wrong. Let me say this again. When it came to spirituality, like the movement of God and feeling God and knowing God is real, nothing felt wrong about that for me as I grew up. So I can honor that in my parents and my family, and I'm grateful for them introducing me into that, because if I didn't have that grounding and if I didn't have that foundation, I feel like life would be a lot different and my path would be a lot different as it comes to my spiritual path. So now what didn't feel right was the very human things that I think religion does for a lot of people. As I grew up in a Pentecostal church, there was emphasis put on, and again, this is my experience in a Pentecostal church. For me, felt like I need to tell you how I am right about my religion and you're wrong about your religion so that you can come and believe what I believe. So let's talk about that. Everybody has a belief system and everybody has a way to get to God. That is what religion is. It is a tool. That is what astrology is. That is a tool. That is what tarot reading is. It is a tool. That is what crystals are. It is a tool. Rastafarian or all of these beliefs is a tool to experience and connect to a higher power. With all that being said, I personally went through phases of being angry at Christianity because of how I grew up and a lot of the things that I had to question. And now I'm in a space of I can acknowledge we have learned these practices as human beings, but we are first spiritual beings. And that connection without a name is very real. It is your vibe when you step into the room. What talks? What do I feel before you even open your mouth? That's spirit. It doesn't tell me you're Christian. It doesn't tell me you're Buddhist. It tells me what your spirit says. That's why when we feel not so good about a person, it's their aura, it's their energy, it's their spirit walking into a room and speaking to your spirit and saying, we don't mesh well. And that is who I am. That is who I am. And I'm so huge on loving everybody where they are on their spiritual journey. How am I to say that you're wrong about your journey when I'm just on a certain path, on a different path? I know that I came from a belief system that as I'm speaking today, I would believe that I'm lost. I would believe that I need to be found. I would believe that the world has gotten to me. I would believe that there is something wrong. And now I don't believe any of that. I don't believe any of that. And I feel so free in that, in knowing that I am not lost at all. I just remembered who I am. I hope that gives a good idea of who I am in my spiritual journey. I'm glad that I was able to share that part of my life with you all, because I do feel like not many people know. So I think that's really helpful to understand when I do post future videos talking about Black liberation at the holistic level, mentally, spiritually, physically, and of course emotionally. I know future videos will again start to raise up some resistance in people, or raise up questions in people about who I am and why, what purpose do I serve here on the internet. Again, my purpose is not to serve as telling you are right, telling you that you are right, telling you that you are wrong in what you believe in. I am here to actually enlighten and just really encourage that we are actually more alike than we are different, regardless of what we believe. And that is my intention here. So I hope that this was helpful for you and to you. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I was flowing. I didn't have a direction about where this video was going, but I'm glad I got here. So thank you all for watching this video. Thank you for taking the time to sit here. If you've gotten this far in the video, go ahead and leave me some yellow hearts. But if you listen this far, I appreciate you all. Thank you all for your love. Thank you for the energy. Thank you for your time. And I will see you all in the next one. Peace.